Mentioned in a previous video, it's been wet and raining for weeks. So the water comes from the gully all the way down. It's got into here and started to drip down and eat away the earth. This is getting bigger and bigger. It's like a little mini waterfall. Comes down here. Musketeers. And I've got my Wellingtons on, gun boots as we call them in Australia. Excuse the strongs and melda, as my non used to say. So that little pathway there with the trickle comes along this way. See, soggy poppy ground, squelching, lots of squelching, and then it comes here, and again all this is collapsing. Another little waterfall. Down here, making this big gully, slowly eroding the ground here. This never used to be here. It used to be flat. We could cross across there, now it's a big gully. Lots of mushrooms. There's several different types around here, I'll show you as we go. There's a big gum tree, its roots. So now you're right in the ground. Down into the creek. It's also flowing down from there, all around this gum. Now I'll try to walk along the creek bed, but it's very hard to walk along there because there's these kind of cliff parts. Hello, doggies. Alright, I have to get up the hill. slope. And across here. I could probably walk down this part. You need gumboots with good grip, like these big bridges, else you slip. Oh, mini cascade here. And paths that the roos go up and down. You can tell it's roos by the elongated prints. Meanders its way along. To a bigger basin. And that tree I like to use to cross over. Not doing that while it's wet though. I slip and fall in. Rose hips. Teddy. Alright, I'm gonna try and get up here. What you doing, Teddy? Hey. Oh, a bit of a hug. So, comes over that way. Frogs. Kookaburra. Dog is carnivorous. This tree fell, smashed everywhere. It's dead already. Other side. Lots of cockies out there as well. Another track goes all the way up the hill. It could also be rabbits, foxes. I'll try and zoom in. I don't know if I can get close enough. Away. I have no idea if they're in that tree or not. Magpies, crows. Got it all here. Another kind of, or is it toadstool? Definitely aside from the fact that it's near a lump of stronts. Another little mini waterfall. There's some rocks and debris that's got caught. I just love the sound. Comes down. Goes on through. Tripping over here. Oh, what's that thing? Me. Here we've got two waterfalls. One here. Into another basin at the base of a giant gum of this beast. Huge. Giant. Oops, there it goes. It's breaking in the other dogs. Here we've got some more mushrooms. Oh, toadstools. I don't know. Sit here and listen to that all day. Sit on a branch and listen. And this branch has recently fallen. See how fresh the wind is? You don't want to be under that when it falls. Knock you on the head and you'll be dead. And we sometimes get little baby foxes in these little nooks and crannies and the roots of the trees. More rosehill. Treacherous. Another fallen branch. This is new. It's come from up here. Snapped off and fallen in. Alright, I've got to get up this crazy cliff. How am I going to do that? This way. This tree's always been there, but this branch at the back, that's new. We used to be able to climb over it. It's getting more stretchy when it's bent there. Wowza. Incredible. Alright, I'm going to attempt to climb over it. Look at that nice drop down there. And the creek goes off around that corner. Alright, trying to get over. Here we go. Oh, yeah. And it's stuck. Thanks. Okay. Where's the other doggy? Widow! I've lost one. Great. This is bad. I'm sure he's around somewhere, but it's a big space. Down the basin. It's coming around the edge, base of the tree, forming a little divot, connecting back to the creek over there. Coming along there. Back around. Another little stream. It's very quiet. Barely even a trickle. But we can hear the frogs. If I get closer, the frogs will stop making noise. I'm going to try and cross. More stream. Kind of hear it. No, not really. It's very quiet. Looks nice. I can't hear anything, but it looks nice now. I've cornered myself. Thanks. Jeepers. We've got some swallows hanging in that bush over there. Continuing along. his hips. Goes around there. Let's get away by us approaching. More squelching. Frogs. Big, huge. Full on long. That's how big it is compared to my foot. Big. I'll just sit here and watch the doggies. See, I love this part of the land. Little trickles and waterfalls. Very relaxing. You can just sit and listen to the birds. Where are these munchkins going? Alright, I better head off and try and find the missing doggy. So I hope you enjoyed my little romp through the wilderness, following the creek. Goes around there and over to that fence where I can't get past. So yeah, it's really cool. And the baby gums are growing up. They're now taller than me. They used to be tiny. But that's the purpose of this, is to regenerate. And these grasses, this is as high as my chin. Oh, swallows again. I think the swallows. Sparrows, I don't know. Here's the creek from up a bit higher. You can see it's in the lower levels, snaking through the valley. I can see a little waterfall just down there. Very lovely. Snaking around that corner. So pretty. And more baby gums. Awesome. Oh. And there's a murder of crows. You probably can't see them. Murder of crows. This digging that you see here, that's done by cockies, trying to get interesting things to eat. So if I walk up the valley, you'll hear the whole thing is just squelching under my feet. strange thing about the Australian bush is that the water only penetrates about an inch of the ground. When you see the ground dug up, you see that it's not very wet underneath. Now this area is not too bad. Probably because it's in the Squelchy Valley. This is